Okay, Mohammed. So again, welcome back to the another new videos, and today we are going to talk about the Azure architecture. Hope you can see my screen.
Yes, again.
Okay, so today we are going to talk about the Azure architecture as we are following the AG 900,
900.
right? So we will talk about the Azure architecture. What is the Azure architecture? Okay, so when you say the Azure architecture, so mostly we are going to discuss about these topics. It's regions, availability zones, resource group, Azure Resource Manager. It's called the ARM, and Azure architecture usage and benefits. So these are the basic concepts of the Azure architecture. Okay.
Is your screen on?
Yes, you can see my screen, right?
I'm only seeing your initials over here. Like I don't see if you had opened a screen or not.
Okay, hold on. So I think you are not able.
I'm only seeing your credentials.
Okay,
RT.
okay, hold on. Sorry. So let me. Okay, so now you can see the screen, which is Azure architecture, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we are going to talk about these topics, mostly regions. What is the regions? What is the availability zones? Resource groups. Azure Resource Manager. It's called the ARM, and Azure architecture uses and benefits. Okay. So these are the basic concept of the Azure. So when you see the Azure, the cloud itself is nothing but is some in the internet you are using the someone computer. So definitely they will have a data center somewhere or around the world somewhere where you are remotely accessing using your over the internet, right? So in the Azure architecture consists of the regions, availability zones, resource group, Azure Resource Manager, and the benefits. These are the architecture concepts. So visually I have kept over there. So we will go one by one. So when you see the Azure regions, what is the regions? What is the regions?
A
Generally.
region is an area.
Okay. So region is
A
the,
region is an area. It's an area.
yeah, it's a concept of the physical division. Somewhere the physical data center, so
Okay.
it's available, and typically it indicate the physical location, I would say. Okay, and when you say
Okay.
regions, so the more than physical location within the region that contains one or more data center. So there are multiple data centers available within the regions. So when you see the regions, here the Azure has a global regions than any other cloud providers, and more than 54 regions worldwide, means 54
Yeah,
countries they
different
have a,
different different places.
yeah, different places, different countries, and
Yes.
within the countries multiple location they have a 54 regions worldwide defined. Okay, and in
So
the
here the region 54 region probably mean 54 countries, right?
it's a see 54 regions, we can say they have identified the regions which is the physical, I would say that, and in that 154 140 available 144 countries. So these are the regions which is
Okay.
available
Okay.
in
Okay.
the many countries, we can say. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so again we will talk about the availability zone, but generally regions is defined here. Group of multiple Azure data centers within a latency defined perimeter and connected through a dedicated regional low latency networks. You can see there are multiple Azure data center involved in the regions, and its proper
Okay.
connectivity with a low latency, probably with the C cables, okay, optical fiber cables. Okay, Deploying your application system to multiple regions allow for the resiliency to outage in entire regions. So as we have discussed in the previous session, you will have a failover, geo failover. You have a region failovers from one country to another country. Also, you can replicate your data. So these
Mm-hmm.
are the facility you will get into the region. So you can do the failover to the multi-region failover. It's called the active passive. I mean, one, if you want to make the active, you can make a active or you can make a passive. Okay. There's a
Mm-hmm.
multi-region deployment. You can also do the multi-region, multiple regions. You can deploy the same set of resources, and you can make a active. So there are two way. One way is called the failover concept. Is called the active passive. So and the other is called the active. So what is the meaning? So failover across the region instantly. That's the active passive concept. Based when all users are in the same regions. Okay. So when the all the users are the same regions, you can have a active passive. Now if you want,
You said active passive.
yeah, active passive. So look at here. So this is the failover concept where you can make the failover. You are using the services and you want to make the active, or one you want to make a passive. When one will go down, other automatically failover. So same set of resources, users, everything it is same, and it will start active. So you will get the fault tolerance. You will not have any impact to your organization. Now there is also one concept. It's called the active. Both the region, let's see here, for example, I've given the Azure region West or Azure region East, both are the active. What is the meaning? Means you have a
You mean both of them are active?
both them are active and replicating the data constantly on the live. Okay, so this is the concept for the multi-region failover, multi-region deployment. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, now see, Azure regions is already defined how you can see the Azure region. So let's go to here and we'll try to find out how the regions is being defined. So if you look at to here, you will see the regions details. So this is the data center which is being, it's a Microsoft Azure data center generally. Okay, and you
Okay.
will have a connectivity. See how properly organized is there, and you can see lot of things. Okay, so exploring, you can explore the pricing. Okay, how it is been, and you can see also the new regions. What are the new regions they are coming with the data center? So these are the data center is already built or is in the process. Mostly is a build. So New Zealand is coming, the new Spain they are building the data center. You can see here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so if you want to see in the data center what are the details are available, you can click the learn more and you can see that what are the
Yeah.
new features they are adding. So you see the Italy also is coming, Poland they are coming up. So these are the new data center where they are building. The Finland, China also they are coming up new data center. You see here, Microsoft announced the general availability of the Azure availability zones from our China North 3 data center. So within,
Three data center.
yeah, so within the data, within the country, you can have a multiple data centers. Okay, so multiple data center within the regions they create. For like India, there is a data center in the Chennai, and also they are building in the Hyderabad. Okay, they will have it in
Okay.
the Mumbai, like Amazon having a Mumbai. They will also collaborate. When you see the data center, okay, you can see there is a regional language is mentioned over there.
That's Spanish.
That's a Spanish, right?
Yeah.
So when they are building the data center, they can, we could see sometimes they build the own data center, everything own, real estate, everything. But also they are also doing the, outsourcing kind of a stuff. Some other players are exist. They will hire the data center and make a Azure data center, Azure regions or availability zones. Okay, So, but
Yes.
mostly Azure having a own data center, and they are building collaborating with the local players if it is there. But as you assume, they are having a dedicated data center in the 40 plus, 56 plus, 60 plus countries, and more than 140 availability zone.
Availability.
We will talk about the availability zone next. So what is the availability zone? When we see availability zone, AG, it's called AG. Okay, unique physical
Yes.
location within an Azure regions made up of one or more data centers. So what does mean by that? You have a data centers, okay? For example, this is the data center. Let's see, for this is the data center, and in this data center, let's say this is the data center, and in this data center they divided into the ability zones. They can they can have in one data center, one region, they can have a more than, it's there more than one AG.
Availability zone.
Yeah, it's called the ability zone. Okay, AG. So within the data center you can have a multiple AG, and sometimes you will see the more than two availability zones is there, and sometimes they also combined with the more data centers, not only one data center, more than two data centers. Why this AG is built? See, the very unique concept is for the allowing for the high availabilities, for protecting your application and data from the data center failure. If one data center is fail, you can still recover your data and application. That's the
Yeah.
features of availability zones. In the short, we can say AG is providing the high availabilities features. Very in simple term. Okay. Some Azure services can be deployed to two or more availability zone within an Azure region. In one region, let's say this is your regions in here. In one regions, you can have a multiple zones. Zones is nothing but availability zones, and you can see that it's more than one zones, not one, more than one. Okay, always.
Yeah.
So here you can see I have given the example here. So here you have a two, in one region you have a two,
You have a three. You have a
there are three
three availability
three
zone.
availability zones, and you select how many availability zones you want to deploy it. You can select while deploying the servers, and you can see the here regions. So there are zones. If there is a fail, still you have a data in the second and
Yeah.
third zone, right? So service that support AG. So some of the important Linux virtual
Yeah.
machine, Windows
Linux. Yeah.
VM,
Virtual machine.
virtual machine scale set. You can do the scale setting. Disk, managing
Yeah.
the disk. You can manage the disk. Okay, load balancer, public IP address. We will talk about the public IP address more. You have also zone redundant storage. You can have a storage redundancy from one zone to another zone. These are the
Mm-hmm.
features which support AG. Okay, SQL database also you can make a deploy. Event hubs are there. Service hub premium tier. So service bus is available for the only premium tier. Okay, you have a VPN gateway. You can create also express route. We will talk about more about that express route and application gateway, how it works. So in short, the AG, we can say the AG features or AG provide these kind of services. So you can deploy it. Mostly we will focus in this AG 900, creating the Linux or Windows virtual machine, and we will set to the multiple availability zones, and also we will
Mm-hmm.
play with the storage. Okay, we will use the storage, and we'll see that
Yeah.
the practical session. So the question is, what are the services is supported by the AG, Azure AG? So these are the important points which I have mentioned. Okay. Now let's see Azure availability zones, how it looks here. So let's go to this. So later I will share you the screen, and you can documents, and you can refer that. So You can see what are the availability zones. There are a lot of very good documentation on that. So you can later, you can refer to that documents. So you can see
Mm-hmm.
you have a data center zone 1, availability zone data centers zone 2, how it is being defined here. Zone 3, Azure regions, another regions. You can see in this region there are 3 availability zones, and here is 3 availability zones. You can see here 1, 2, 3. So it will replicate the data. You can see lot of details are there for the zoning concept. Now let's talk about the another concept is called the resource group. Okay, so what is the resource group? So
Container related
nothing but
Azure
a container or
service group together.
resource group. So multiple things kind of container, you keep all the stuff. So all the resources in the group should share the same life cycle, deploy, updated and deleted together. So resource created kind of, it is for the manageability point of view. You can easily manage to the all the Azure resources, okay, in the single span. You can see the it's a properly defined. Okay, so source can be a score access control for the administrator. You can everything you can put it into the resource group. Okay, so how do you define in another way resource group? So we have discussed about the abilities also. We can say that the logical container that organize related resources for an Azure solution. It's a kind of container, right? In one container, you
Mm-hmm.
keep everything together to, okay, define to manage properly. The purpose is the single entity based on the security and life cycle. Okay. The benefit is resource group make it easier to deploy, update and delete resource as a group. You can also use them to the coordinate changes to related resource such as the deploying and updating the resource group. So mostly is to
Mm-hmm.
manage management point of view. So easily you can manage. So when you are creating the resource, what would be the best practices for using the resource group? Associating resource group with the Azure subscription. So when you can directly associate the Azure subscription from the resource group using the tag for the metadata, documentation, automation, cost, and billing. It will help. These are the best practices for that. So it's kind of it will be easy to manage. I would say that.
Okay.
So mostly is a logical container. We can see that. Okay. So for example, you see the line of the business apps is deployed and it's attached with this group. Azure resource group. How do you see that? Let's see the documentation. How? So here is the documentation. You can read later what is the Azure resource group. But as I said, it's a logical container where everything will be managed properly. Okay. Then what is the ARM? So another concept is what is the Azure ARM,
Azure Resource Manager
right? So what does do the ARM? So Azure
is to
Resource
manage
Manager is the
is to manage, right?
yeah. So Azure Resource Manager is called the ARM. Is a Microsoft Azure service that allow users to manage, deploy, and monitor Azure resources.
Okay.
So using the ARM, you should be able to manage whatever you have,
Manage
deploy and monitor
and
Azure
deploy and monitor.
resources. Yeah. So nothing but it's called a centralized management. Okay. So ARM provide the central platform for managing the Azure resource, including the virtual machine, SQL database, application, storage accounts, everything. So everything will be under the one span. It's called the ARM. So how do we see the ARM? ARM is the native platform for the infrastructure as a code in the Azure. We can say that. Everything you should be able to manage in the under under ARM group resource into the container that can be deployed or deleted in the single actions under ARM if you are working. We will see the more clarity will come when we start, you know, doing the
Mm-hmm.
when we start doing the practical. But some of the benefit, what are the benefits of ARM? Is a consistency. ARM provide the consistent way to create, deploy, and manage Azure resource. Everything you will be managing. Okay, automation, it will help you for the automation. ARM enables you to automate the deployment and management of your infrastructure. Okay, so central management, and you can do the automation. You can do also tagging. ARM enables you to tag your resource, making it easier to organize, track, and manage them.
Mm.
So generally, what we can see the ARM, I can if I mention over here, I can say ARM ARM is the native platform for I IAC. What is IAC? So infrastructure as a code, we can say. In infrastructure as a code. So what mostly it will do? It enables you to centralize the management, deployment, and security of the Azure resources and of Azure resources. So this we can say in the short. Okay. So also you can, as we discuss this, all things I have put it into the slides. Azure Resource Manager, Azure Deployment Delete Manage. You can completely almost everything you can manage using the under ARM. You can see how it is being done. So you have a all the things you have deployed it over there, and you can use using the ARM tools. Okay, and you can manage it. You can do the controlling, auditing, tagging, everything you can be done. Okay, so some of the Azure architecture uses and benefits links are there. I will share you the documents so you can go through that documents.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what we have discussed in this, it's availability
The
zones,
availability zone, the region, and
regions,
the resource
resource
zone.
group, and Azure Resource Manager. So in the short, what we can say, if someone asks you availability zones, allow for high availability for protecting your application and data from the data center failure. It is kind of backup, we can say, right? If it is failed, you have a ready and that you can take it. So you will
Yeah, you can have a
not
backup.
impact.
Yes.
Regions represent the physical, deploy your application system to multiple regions, allow for high availability and resiliency to region-wide outage. So you have a
Without.
regions, multiple regions are available, more than 60 countries, and you can use it. Okay. A resource group, container of related Azure resource group together for the administrative and access control actions. Okay, so this is nothing but a kind of container. Centralized
Yeah.
deployment using the ARM is the single centralized deployment and management service that enables you to create, update, and delete resources in your
Resources.
Azure subscriptions. So this is what is the basic of the Azure architecture. Again, we will do the deep dive of the, each of the components, region, availability zones, everything. This will go for the deep
In
dive.
practice.
Yeah, we will go for the practical. But what is the most important things, you can see how the Azure regions in increasing, and worldwide, and
Mm-hmm.
to understand almost 54 regions are available in the worldwide, and you can have a that is also expanded into the 140 countries.
For the countries. Yes.
So there are so many links I have given, there are so many videos are there. Probably we can have a one more tour for the data center tours for next video. We will go through that data center video, how it is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So you will understand how the data center is being deployed, and virtual tour you can do the data center. All right.
Yeah.
Any questions? So research, as we were seeing that when we went to there, so the Azure keep building the data center, and we can see we cannot say the data center, we can say the regions, and the recently
Yeah.
the recent regions which are being deployed, and it's called the Poland, Central, Brazil, South, and also in
Mm-hmm.
India. India also it is being deployed mostly in the West India is another
Okay.
regions. Okay, so they have almost, if you name it, they have everywhere regions is including United States. You have a multiple east west US, central US, north central US, south central
Mm-hmm.
US. So when we log into the Azure portal, we will see all the data centers. Canada, they have almost east and west. India, we have a central India, South India, Mumbai, South India, Chennai, Hyderabad. So they are also Asia specific lot of Australia, they have China, they have a multiple data center. Japan, they have Korea, UK, United Kingdom, South Africa. So mostly you can see lot of data center it's already built and it's coming. So it's moving very fast. They keep
Okay.
deploying. That's why you see the how the Azure is moving faster than AWS,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so this session we will include it here, and we will also talk about the what are the questions will come related to this. So next session, let's
Okay.
talk about little bit questions. All right,
Okay.
all right. So I will stop this. Thank you so much for joining. We will meet to the another session.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.